All right, welcome to this segment of Bayou Time. Martin Folse, along with the parish president of Terrebonne Parish, Mr. Gordon Dove. And Mr. Dove, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you for having me, Martin.
You know, we've been talking and crunching numbers for a long time. I'm looking at the numbers in Terrebonne Parish, and it looks like you have some good with some bad. Looks like your vaccinations are going up, so more people getting vaccinated, but a pretty staggering number from Friday to Sunday on the amount of people that came down with the virus.
Yeah, boy, these are our biggest weekend yet at 651 new cases since Friday. And thank God there was 0 deaths. And we have 75 hospitalizations, 8 on vent, 23 on ICU. And our positivity rate is 19.3. Vaccinations has jumped up to 31.25. You know, we were 29, so that's a little bit over 2% over a week's time. So that's a good move. But you know, if you compare us to New Orleans is 50% vaccinated. You know, and we just we're not getting the vaccinations, but they are starting to move, I believe, when people are seeing what the consequences of this horrible virus is.
And let me ask you, as a parish president, I asked the same question to Archie and LaFouche, that, you know, they're really divided on the issue, especially when you're talking about schools and with all the kids going to schools, and the superintendents are in a tough spot because there's a group of people saying, no, we want to live as normal. There's another group saying, man, the numbers are going to skyrocket if you let the kids go to school. Then there's everything about the mask. Is there a win anywhere in that big old pile? Because, you know, as an elected official, and you're an elected official, and as a superintendent, man, these are the things that you go through sometimes and you're going, and I just got to do the best I can because this is some tough stuff to go through.
Yeah, well, Martin, you know, a lot of people are having to wear their children wear a mask all day, which they breathing in their own carbon dioxide, and they versus if they don't, they catch it, they bring it home to not only their parents but their aunts, uncles, grandpas, grandmas, etc. Because you know, I'm like any other grandparents out there. I see my grandchildren. I see them every day. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how do you stop a grandchild from coming up and hugging you? You know, I mean, it is. So the spread it's happening. It's going to happen, and I think our biggest hope is to see us at herd immunity.
You know, and I was talking with a couple of doctors today about that, and they said the reality of it is, with everyone back at school and with the transmissibility rate so high in the school, that herd immunity, and I'm not saying the numbers will get there, but it sure puts you closer to that when you look at the amount of infections that would occur or could occur in the schools.
Yeah, Martin, when you look at the documented cases and then you look at the non-documented cases of people that had COVID and have the antibodies, and then you look at the rapid spread of this COVID-19, it just seems like, you know, hopefully we reach herd immunity quick.
One of the big things I saw in your numbers from Terrebonne, where it says number of deaths, no increase from Friday. So it means nobody died since Friday, or it could have been before that, but at least nobody died this weekend. So what are you hearing as the parish president? Are you hearing that, you know, most people are pulling through this, and then occasionally, I guess if we look at it, 99.something%, unfortunately, and for that family, we grieve for them also, somebody passes away. But are you hearing those numbers sort of jiving with that?
Well, like Friday, you know, we had 0 deaths, but LaFouche had 7. So,
wow.
You know, we are having deaths too. It's just, you know, the weekend didn't have any. But I hear they all getting younger, and
yeah, that's the scary part about the younger. Dr. Mary Esther says she saw one on a vent at 12 years old, but they have to ship. I say ship is a bad word. They have to transport those young children to other hospitals.
Right. Well, look, last Wednesday we had 2 deaths, so
Yeah.
we've had a little run of, not a lot of deaths, but Lafourche has had a few. And, I mean, it just goes back and forth, as far as last Tuesday we had 3 deaths.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the people are dying from it. I mean, there's no doubt about
And
it.
I'll say it again, one death to that family is crushing. It is hard to get over, and I've spoken to people who've lost loved ones to COVID, and it's extremely tough situation. But I know you're constantly looking at that 19.3%, praying and hoping it comes down quick.
Yeah, Martin, and like I said, I'm going back on my notes here. And if you look back last weekend, we had 7 deaths. So just to show you how bad, not this weekend, but the weekend before, from Friday to Monday, we had 7 deaths. So I ask people, please, if you consider it's everyone's choice, but to go get the vaccine. 91 to 95% of the people in the hospital did not take their vaccination. I mean, so it's pretty astounding odd that if you don't take the vaccination, you have a very good chance of catching this. And so I really ask the public to consider, taking it. Unless, like I say, if you're pregnant or you have some type of illness, please check with your doctor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dove. We appreciate you joining us today, sir.
And Martin, thank you so much, and you people, for keeping on top of this.
Thank you, Gordon.
We'll
Take
get
care.
through it. Thank
All
you,
right,
Martin.
thank you.